is up, viewers of my channel who you could say I've abandoned. Welcome back. Well, I'm gonna outline all my problems with the game, ways I think they could fix said problems, but I don't know, it's just TDS has lost something for me. I don't really know what it is. I think it's just like I'm not the ideal demographic for Roblox anymore. I haven't played Roblox at all this summer, really, and that's a first for me. So I'm gonna go through 5 different problems I have with the game. The first thing I want to get into here is the skill tree idea. Now, skill trees in games like Balloons, for example, they have unique mechanics that would be added. They have new features to the game that add something new. I was watching a YouTuber, I'll put on screen the video and the person, who said that there's not really new mechanics here at all besides precision. You could say reinforcements, maybe. Bandages, overheal, fortify, and scavenger. Other than that, it's just straight percentage stat boosts that I feel like offer nothing to the game besides like just throwing away your money, and I don't think that's a cool thing to add to the game, especially when it's just so uninteresting. Like, oh, like, yes, it's fun to have a stat boost to your tower, but what if they added like a cool new mechanic? Well, once again, I'm gonna like cite this video. The guy said like maybe soldier could have like a frag grenade or something. I think that'd be awesome. There's a lot of towers that would benefit from like a new mechanic being added to them that wouldn't be like a golden tower maybe. For example, what if they had it so paintballer, like if it attacked a hidden enemy, it would give them visibility to towers without hidden detection. I think stuff like that, where like a small new mechanic could be added, would be really awesome. And add something interesting to the skill tree, which it is directly lacking right now. My next big problem with the game is sandbox mode. And I think it had a lot of potential. It has some cool mechanics, but my main complaint with it is just logbook grinding. I feel like it's kind of boring, and I wish there was like a special way to get like boss logbooks maybe. For default enemies, I think it's fine to have it just random chance, besides event enemies, and I'll get into that. But for bosses, it shouldn't just be like, oh, a pointless grind over and over just so I can summon the Fallen King, you know what I mean? I like, I would really like a unique challenge for the boss. That would be like something interesting or new to the game, like maybe kill Fallen King with like a Fallen skin. My other complaint with this is how event enemies, I wish you could replay events. Oh, that's the unit stat, my bad. Like, you're not gonna get all of them, right? But I want to replay events. It's not like they're fully deleting everything from the game. They still give you the enemies. So why can't there be like, if you beat the event maybe like 4 times or something, you unlock the event as something playable in sandbox. There's so many features locked behind like a stupid Robux Game Pass that I don't have any incentive to buy, even though the mechanics of it are cool. You know, because I don't, unless you're like the ultimate fan of this game, then I don't see the point of buying it. But that's just me. I'll say this, I do like the unlocking method, but I don't like that there's just way too much behind the Game Pass for me, you know? I like the idea of something for level 250, like a long-term goal for the game to keep players playing, but I would never really come back to sandbox. Only like the day a new tower comes out, like Hacker. I don't even have it. I'm not gonna buy it either. But it just feels like there's so much here that could have gone good, but they didn't do it. Wait, can you play music? Okay, that's cool. I do like that you can play the music, but you can't do like stat changes. That's lame, bro. Come on. Alright, my next big problem with the game is like the stupid the spin the wheel alongside all of these. They're so like, I don't like 2 of them. I don't mind time scale. I just feel like these 2 are kind of redundant, especially when all the spin wheel, realistically, the best thing you're gonna get from the spin wheel is like a nuke or a deluxe crate, and 99.999% of the time, you're never gonna get the nuke or deluxe crate or some crazy power up, and I think that it just adds something useless to the game. The revive ticket, I don't mind like a revive feature. Something like TDX, they made it so you paid gold, right? And that one's fine, but TDS just doesn't know how to make one. There's so many bugs. I'll put like, should be something on screen right now for you to see. The bugs with it, I don't want there to be just like game-breaking bugs constantly, but apparently there has to be. Speed up tickets, I don't mind. I feel like the game, sometimes the progression could go slow, so that getting those from a reward is nice. But the other two, I just feel like it's a waste of time, and I don't like it. My next main issue with the game is the general tower balancing. I think the hacker's a cool tower. I played when the hardcore update was leaked, so seeing there's a picture of like accelerator, engineer, hacker, and mecha base. So now we have 3 of those. But then we're also missing the mecha base still, but that's besides the point. The general balancing of the game right now seems to be built on new tower becomes pretty overpowered at launch, and then it gets nerfed and toned down. And it's either going to be kind of useless from there, like they did with Gatling Gun for a while, or like Swarmer, it'll just like remain a constant threat. And that is just like, as time goes on, I feel like the game is getting more and more powerful, and they have to enhance the enemies for that too. But that also leaves some towers in the dust, like Golden Scout and Scout, I feel like are useless. I want all towers to be like have some purpose, even if niche. Like when they buffed Sniper, it had all detections, and that was really cool for the time. But then they just started releasing everything, and there was just suddenly more options. I don't see any point in these 3 towers. Hunter is good for early game players. That's it. Regular Soldier sucks. Golden Soldier's mid out of all the golden skins. Like, Militant, completely outclassed. I'd never use it. And then you compare something like that, Infinite Placement. That should be its main gimmick, or like early game potential too. And then you look at Swarmer, who can do the same thing, but better in every single way, plus splash damage. Like, what is happening? I remember Executioner came out, and it was really good balancing for the time, and now it just feels extremely weak. Like, the ceiling of the game keeps going up, but the bottom tower is like the floor, kind of. It just stays there. So the powerful just keep getting better. Something like Pursuit, for example, just infinite range on the whole map, really good DPS. Hacker, from what I've seen, duplicates towers. I think that's a glitch, but you can like put drones up and make enemies units for yourself. That's pretty cool. Then you're just gonna have towers that you eventually need to buff. And I don't really know, there's not really a good way to fix that either without just stagnating the game. So I feel like there's not much TDS can do there. Sadly, for this last part, I can't really do like a visual representation, so I will just put something on screen for what I think. But my last main issue with the game is events now. I think events, at the time I didn't believe this, but thinking back, they probably peaked with the solar eclipse event, because there was cool lore for it. Every game mode felt fun to play. I liked how there was different like strategies for, or not game mode, every night. And it just kept me waiting, and it was a fun grind. And I really just liked that event. But from there, the events have definitely gotten higher quality, but they all just feel like a horde killer to me. And I don't mind that as like its own game mode, but having all the events do that, and then alongside it release like event tower that tends to be pretty decent. That's about it. Like, you got, let me think here. I would say it probably started at the Cryomancer event when everything started becoming a horde killer. I think Cryomancer is really powerful. So there's Harvester, mid, Halopunk, at best. Snowballer, horrible. There's Jester, which was the best tower of all time, and then nerfed. So now it's just like around the same level of Harvester to me. Biologist, I think, is really powerful, but also it's kind of relying on glitches. Elementalist, kind of mid. Like, I don't see any main use for these towers. Besides Solo Blue Wastelands 2, this carries that. The towers just feel mediocre, the events felt mediocre to me. They all introduced a new unique mechanic, But that unique mechanic is redundant when you can just use like the all-powerful hacker now, I guess, or like merc base. And then that leads me into like 5.5, like complaint 5.5 here. I don't like how where is it? The battle pass. I don't like the premium one. Like, I understand the game being monetized. That's why I don't complain about like flashy thumbnails and stuff. That's to keep the game prevalent with the algorithm. But I do miss when I could get all the cool new skins. Like, this is partly what turned me off from the game too. Like, let's go over some solutions for each of these. I talked about the negative, but I don't want to make the whole video negative. Let's offer some constructive criticism here. First one is the skill tree. I like that they did a little refund, but you can reset your skills now. It's a lot cheaper, but the main issue is there's no unique cool mechanic. All these towers could really benefit. What if they did like starter tower boost as a section where it adds a cool new unique mechanic to the starter towers? That'd be great, and that would help out the game a lot. For sandbox mode, I like the logbook system. Like I said earlier, a cool fix to the boss idea would be maybe a special challenge to get the logbook. That would be nice. And then also just, I don't mind old stuff not being available to people who don't have admin because it's like kind of niche and isn't relevant. But I think adding it, like say you beat the event 4 times, maybe you could unlock the event game mode. For the tickets and spin the wheel, yeah, I don't know for these. I like time scale, but these two just feel redundant. So either leave them in the game as like a really niche feature, which doesn't matter, or like a game-breaking bug at this point, or delete them in my opinion, because in the long term, I don't use any of the tickets. For newer players, I can definitely see the speed up being useful in the revive, but this has never gotten me anything good. I've only gotten like 250 coins, and I could have spent that time playing a game mode instead. So I would honestly just can the tickets. For the power scaling of the game, my best idea here, I don't know. I like the idea of all the towers in the game being useful for something, right? So let's give do smaller boosts over time to the worser towers and smaller nerfs to these more powerful ones, so you still have a reason to want them because they'll be powerhouses, but they won't be too far ahead of something like this, like the paintballer. I don't even know though, because like it's 150 coins. It shouldn't be powerful as like a gem tower, but also I don't want it to be useless. So I think, in all honesty here, the idea of special power-ups for towers from the skill tree might be able to save them, where they get like a new niche mechanic that would be helpful even to late game players. The event, me not enjoying them as much is probably just I liked TDS before, and now I don't as much. Maybe let's make it not horde killers. What if there was like a boss rush event? What if there was like more unique ideas rather than just wave of enemies, cutscenes that you don't really care for? Let's do something unique with events, like try something new. Cutscenes, Paradoxum clearly loves those, so why not add a cool new wave layout that we haven't seen yet? Map, I think they're doing cool things with the map, but the wave layouts are just boring. To end this video off, I will say some of these views are skewed because I just don't really enjoy Roblox as a whole anymore, and that sadly includes TDS. I've been here from the beginning. Unfortunately, this will be the last time I open this game.